Hello? Is there anyone out there? Is there anyone listening? Welcome and welcome back to Dear Aliens. I am your host, Molly. Thank you for tuning in. How are you? How's your week going? Is it going well? Thank you so much for tuning in today to find out what makes me want to get beamed up. Let me tell you, the would you rather I have for you today is good. And I'm going to try to not like I'm trying to get there fast, but my phone is going to die. Unfortunately, that's one of the biggest red flags about me. My phone is always on the verge of death. Like most of my friends will tell you, I usually don't have my phone charged more than 40% at like any time. It could be 10 in the morning and my phone's on 40%. It could be 8 a.m. and for some reason my phone is already on 28%. Don't ask me why. Because you know what? We're going to talk about the fact that my phone bullies me. But we'll start with the would you rather. So the would you rather for today is, would you rather choke on an onion ring while you're in the back seat of a vehicle, but you can't save yourself, but the car is going 70 miles per hour? Or would you rather have your mother leave you in the grocery store at the age of 19? Let's just dive right into these stories. So the onion ring situation, I was young. I was under the age of 5. And because of what happened, to this day, I am not allowed to eat onion rings in the car. That is how traumatizing this was for, I would say, everyone else in the situation. But I guess my mom, it was scary for me, but it's like more funny now than like funny scary. So I can't believe, to tell this story, I literally have to expose myself. I hate this. Okay. So my mother and I went to White Castle and we ordered onion rings, the little burgers. Like, we were having a good time. And I'm in the back seat in my car seat and I'm eating onion rings. She's driving down the highway. Like, I'm pretty sure like we're going home or something. And the onion slips out of the fried encasement down my throat. And I'm a child. So I'm literally like, okay, if you can see that was me like choking. But literally, I'm choking in the backseat while my mom is whipping 70 miles per hour down the highway. And she like looks in the rearview mirror and it's like, oh my God, my child, like my own, like at this time I was her only child. She's like, my reason for living is about to die. Like, she's gonna choke on a freaking onion ring. So my mom, she's a real trooper for this one. She sticks her arm in the backseat while she's still whipping down the highway. She puts her hand in my mouth and pulls the entire string of onion ring out of my mouth. So I stopped choking. And that was the first time my mother saved me from choking. So that is why I am not allowed to eat onion rings in the car. Onto the grocery store story. So I'm home from college because, like I said, I was 19. And my mom was like, do you want to come to the grocery store with me? And when we go to the grocery store, maybe this is a Midwestern thing, maybe this is just like a my family thing. You don't go to one grocery store. You go to different grocery stores for different things. We started Aldi because Aldi is Cap, Aldi is Bay. We love Aldi. We stand Aldi every day, all day. We go to Aldi. And then like, we're going to go to either Strachan Van Til's or Jewel to get meat. And if one of them like doesn't have a good deal, but they have a good deal on something else, because you check the papers, get your coupons, then you're gonna go to the other grocery store. So sometimes you're going to like 3 different grocery stores. So we're at Strachan Van Til's and they renovated it, the dumbest renovation ever. Sorry, no offense, but it's basically like, the only way I can describe it is movie theater themed, because they have like the little bulby lights that you have in a movie theater. But that makes the inside very dark for a grocery store. And let me make it very clear. I said for a grocery store. I'm not saying that it's dark in general, but it is dark for a grocery store, like a lot darker than what is acceptable, because I'm now like, I can't see things. So me and my mom were in the grocery store and she's like, oh, like, do you want to get like strawberries or something? And of course I said yes, because I love strawberries. So she was like, okay, go get some strawberries and like go get like a few other items that you want and like meet me back. And we didn't have an agreed spot. And this is not the first time that I've gotten lost in the grocery store, or should I say separated from my mom in the grocery store and then couldn't find her and then started to freak out. So I was gone for maybe like 10 minutes. Like I was getting strawberries, cereal, maybe like one other thing. Like I was going to be like, can you buy me these Gushers? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go find my mom. So I'm going through up and down all the aisles, back and forth, trying to find my mom, and I cannot find her. Also, something to note about this grocery store building, it is so cement ridden that there is no reception inside. So I'm 19, but I'm just like, why can't I find my mom? So I set everything in my arms down on a shelf and I walk outside because that's what I have to do to get reception. So I'm standing outside the grocery store calling my mom, which if I was smart would realize it wouldn't work because if she was still in the grocery store, her phone wouldn't ring. But she picks up, second ring, and she's like, oh, hey, what's up? I go, Mom, where are you? And she's like, I'm about to take a nap. I go, I'm still at the grocery store. And she was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that you were with me. She was like, it's a good thing you called. I was about to put my phone on silent and take a nap. She left me at the grocery store at the age of 19 and I'm panicking like a child. I'm literally like, where's my mom? I can't find her. And I'm 19 years old. And she not even like, sorry. She's like, oh, I was about to take a nap. Imagine if she had taken that nap. I would have just kept standing outside the grocery store. I'm not going to lie, which is stupid because I live probably 1.5 miles from the grocery store, but I would not be walking home. That is not in my character. So one of these seems like a lot scarier than the other. And by that, I mean like one almost caused a death and one didn't. But would you rather choke on an onion ring that you can't remove yourself while speeding down the highway at 70 miles per hour, or have your mother leave you at the grocery store at the age of 19? That's a good would you rather. I maybe the option is really easy, but maybe someone is just like, it's a nightmare idea to me to be left at the grocery store. So earlier I mentioned that my iPhone has been bullying me, and I just want to share a little bit more about that because I'm always like, what makes me want to get beamed up? And listen, I'm an Apple lover. I love my Mac, my Apple Watch, my AirPods. And I do love my cell phone. My cell phone is faster than I am. I always say like, it's like my phone and my brain are one. Like I sometimes only have to think things and then it comes up on my feed. Like I don't even have to verbalize it because the second I verbalize something, it's just going to be there. For example, I had never seen, I wish I could cover my phone's ears, but I had never seen the capybara TikTok videos until my roommate simply told me. My phone just heard her talking about capybaras and TikTok that I then immediately, like the first TikToks I opened that night when I go to lay in bed, the first 3 are all capybaras. So that would make you think like, oh, me and my phone are one. No, my phone is very rude to me. And it all started back in the 7th grade, I feel like, when I got a cell phone or I got my iPhone. One of my friends thought it would be funny to tell my iPhone to call me a specific name. And that name is Chicken Nugget. So to this day, so my entire Apple career, I have been known as Chicken Nugget to my phone. And it picked the ugliest photo of me. Maybe I'll find a way to drop a photo, but like it literally chose the ugliest photo of me. And that's the one it uses for everything. It's like I open up my Mac and I see that photo. So my phone has said, you are now Chicken Nugget. You are no longer Molly. You are Chicken Nugget. When I go to text myself, it says I'm sending a text to Chicken Nugget. And if you're asking why I text myself, don't worry about it. But my phone is like, you have a text from Chicken Nugget? No, I have a text from me, man. It doesn't end there though, because there was one time I was very lovely, minding my own business. I'm minding my own business, laying in my bed in college, and I start singing along to a song and I'm belting it out. And my phone out of nowhere says, You are not good. It literally told me to stop singing because I wasn't good. If I have one more person in my life tell me to stop singing, or if you can't sing on key, don't sing at all, I'm gonna lose it. I'm not in a choir. I'm not a professional singer. So get off my back. Get off my back. I'm not trying to get riled up. And I didn't think that one was going to rile me up. And with the history of me, yeah, it did. I'm like, I don't understand why my phone thinks it has the audacity to tell me that I'm not very good and I should stop singing. And there were two other things I wanted to mention. One was about my iPhone, and the other one is about my Apple Watch, because my Apple Watch did me so dirty the other day. But let me talk about my screensaver. So my phone, I'm not saying it controls me, but it very much has a mind of its own. And for the month of October last year, I made my screensaver a photo of one of my roommates, but it's her baby photo. It's an iconic photo in like our friend group. Like, if you haven't seen this photo, what are you doing? So I made my screensaver this iconic baby photo of my roommate, super zoomed in. And at the end of October, I said, okay, let me change it back to something normal. Her birth month is over. My phone said no. I'm not kidding. And it's not that it verbally said no. Every time I would go and try to change my screensaver to something else, it would literally shut my entire phone down and then restart. It said, you are absolutely not changing the screensaver. So I was stuck. I literally was just like, what the heck? The end of November rolls around and I had this weird, funny photo. Once again, if I can figure out how to insert a photo, I will. Or maybe I'll link it below. I found this photo of like a mouse, but he kind of looks like he just woke up in like the pond after a night out at drinking. And like, it's a very funny photo, but it's not of a person. Clearly it's of this like stuffed mouse. And I was like, well, maybe my phone will think this is funny. Like, I was like, maybe my phone will approve of this. So I go click, 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 click. And do you want to guess if my phone accepted me changing my screensaver to the mouse? Oh, she did. Oh, she did. When people say we are at the mercy of technology, they are not telling lies. We are at the mercy of technology. And let me tell you, I'm not going to have technology bully me any more than it already does, because my Apple Watch, the other day, I'm minding my own business, folding my clothes, and it sends me a notification. It's like, congratulations, this is the longest you've ever stood. This is the longest I've ever stood? Are you kidding me? That is so rude. I don't know what I did to deserve this treatment. I'm a relatively good person. I treat my phone, I was going to say I treat my phone well, but she has a lot of cracks in her. So is this karma? But still, like, I'm the consumer. Do you want me to, Apple knows that I'm locked in deep. They really have won. All right, yeah, they won. I get it. I guess I'll just get over it and accept my phone bullying me. I'd rather have a phone bully me than someone from freaking middle school. I can't believe I brought that up, because the next thing I wanted to talk about was middle school lunches, because those do make me want to get beamed up, except for breakfast day. And we will talk about that. But I want to know what everyone else experienced for like hot lunch, or how you like handled your hot lunch system. Because for me, from 5th to 8th grade, you got a calendar like 2 or 3 days before the beginning of the next month, and you had to pre-choose every meal you were going to eat for that month. So imagine if you like pick something and then later you're like, oh, but I had this one meal this other day and that was really good. Like, I wish you can't switch. It was really like, if you wanted to switch, it was a miracle. Like, someone had to be out sick in order for you to get the opposite meal, because they only ordered exactly what they were given at the beginning of the month. So every single day in the morning, you would receive a little raffle ticket And that was how you were going to get your hot lunch. And if you lost it, like 30% of the time, you were just screwed. Like you were just going to be like hoping that someone would you're hoping that someone would like share their lunch, which is so sad. It's so stupid. And then you would have some people who would be like, oh, on breakfast day, that's a 2-ticket day. So that's not a normal thing. Like you can't get double lunch, but on breakfast day, oh, we're getting double French toast, double sausage. Tell me why the other meals, the pizza particularly, garbage, trash. Why was it so bad? Because in 5th to 8th grade, we got the public school meal. Like whatever the public schools were eating for lunch, that's what we ate for lunch. That's not me dissing, that's just the situation. So I know the pizza was not good. Not good. But breakfast day hit. What I would give to go to another breakfast day, just once though, like I don't need it more than that, but like just once. And that goes hand in hand with chocolate milk and orange drink. And if you're like, what? Do you mean orange juice? No. Orange drink is made by the same people that make the white and the chocolate milk that come in the cartons you get at school. They make it, but there's no juice, or there's so little juice that they can't legally call it juice. So they call it orange drink. And let me tell you, orange drink is delicious. Like you will not be disappointed. But what I really want to focus on is chocolate milk. Because do you know how hard chocolate milk slaps coming out of that little carton? Add a straw to that, baby. Ask people, would you rather drink a milkshake or drink chocolate milk from one of those cartons with a straw? That sends my brain, I'm choosing the milk carton with a straw. That sends me back to being in the 3rd grade, drinking my little carton and watching VeggieTales. I'm so happy. Like talking about that brought back such a good memory. Good job, guys. All right. We're smiling in this podcast. We're not just being embarrassed. We love this. We love this evolution. And the last thing I want to bring up, and per usual, we're just barging into the next topic because I don't know how to segue into it. Unicycles and magic. That didn't make any sense. You must be incredibly confused right now. And I absolutely understand. So, bikes do make me want to get beamed up. Let's be clear. Bikes are probably one of the banes of my existence. But unicycles, now those are funny to me. If I get like 10,000 likes, I'll learn to ride a unicycle. How about that? That's hilarious. 10,000 likes and I will film myself learning to ride a unicycle because I love learning new things. I've been learning to whistle for a couple of years. I'm getting better. I don't know if I'm almost there, but sometimes the whistle sounds really good. Back to unicycles. Unicycles are like the unicorn of bikes. I'm not mad at them because first of all, it's funny that you're doing that. And second of all, it takes a lot of skill. Like I'm not going to act like riding a unicycle is easy because anything on one wheel is not going to be easy. So I'm impressed. And that's a key thing. If you're doing something cringy or terrible, if it's really impressive, I might have to reevaluate. And that's the way I felt about unicycles. So for anyone out there who's like, bikes suck, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with grouping unicycles in there. And maybe you're like, it's not because it's the bi versus the un. But it's all on one wheel with the same purpose. So unicycles are in and bicycles are out. That's the state of this union. And you're like, oh, what does this have to do with magic? And let me tell you, if I learn to ride a unicycle, if I have to learn to ride a unicycle and then it happens, that will be magic. That will be a magical miracle. That's all I have to say. But magic makes me crazy. And the thing is, I've seen the shows where it's like, this is how the magic trick is done. I've seen Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. And you know what? Magicians still get me. And let me tell you, I got very overwhelmed by a magician, so much so that he had to pause his show. So in college, I was an orientation leader, which I'll definitely talk about being an orientation leader because I think I was one of the worst orientation leaders ever. I don't know if that's the opinion that my colleagues or the girls that I mentored, if you could call it that, would feel. I hope that they think I did a great job. But in my personal perspective of myself, I feel like I could have done a lot better. But we're at orientation. In one of the activities, why did I say activities like that? In one of the activities at night was a magician, I don't know how to be like, he's very famous. In my opinion, I think he is quite famous. His name is Jeff Kaler. He does really, this is my second time. So when I saw his show, when he came and did it for the orientation kids, it was the second time I was seeing it. So I had already seen this show once, and the second time it hit me even harder because first of all, he's not ever going to tell you how he does his tricks. So I'm so overwhelmed and impressed by this magic. I was like, I need to go get some water. So I literally I walk down and out of the room to get a water, and I come back in, and as I'm coming back in with my water, he stops the show and he looks over at me and he's like, are you all right over there? He was like, are you doing well? And I was like, I'm fine. I was like, I just really love magic and it's making me overwhelmed. So dumb. Imagine the magician stopping his show to check in on an audience member. But that's how wild I was getting, because I was just I'm the person, I don't fake excitement. I'm genuinely excited by things, and I think that sometimes it confuses people. For example, I used to work at a tech company, and every third Friday was a wellness Friday, and I would run the scrum meetings Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And on Wednesdays, always on the week, it was the third Friday. At the end of the meeting, someone would be like, don't forget everyone, it's Wellness Friday this weekend. And me on the other side of my camera, first of all, cameras are on. I'm like, oh my God. I'm covering my mouth. I'm like, are you guys serious? I was like, this is the best news ever. And when it was in person, everyone would look at me. And then it was virtually, it's like everyone's looking at you from their side of the screen. And they're just like, Molly, you worked here for over 2 years. Why are you still surprised about every Wellness Friday? And I was like, I just forget about it. But then every time I remember, it's just as exciting as the first one. That's the thing. I don't want to lose genuine excitement that I have for basic things. Like when I find a piece of cake in my pocket and I feel over the moon. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think that that's magical. Do you see how I wrap that up? Do you see how I made that little bow there? I'm not very good at wrapping presents, but I am good at circling back. You're welcome. I get so winded. It's like I take these big breaths and I feel like I have to say all of these things. And you know what I want to say now? Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble and go through these topics of the day. And let me know what your choice would be on the Would You Rather. Tell me if your phone has ever bullied you and how it bullied you, because it is real. And my phone bullies me, and I will absolutely stand for it and take it. So thank you so much for tuning in to find out what makes me want to get beamed up. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Pretty please, with caramel on top. And if you're listening up there, my address is 7001 Franklin Ave, Hollywood, California.